as local news gets. News 12, The Bronx.
Good morning. Thank you for watching News 12 The Bronx. We are as local news gets. Today is Thursday, January 7th. I'm Kelsey Minor, turning straight to your top stories, starting with this.
A 61-year-old Bronx father is expected to sit in front of a judge today, charged with the murder of his own pregnant daughter. News 12 The Bronx reporter John Diaz and Al more on this heinous crime.
And John, another Bronx man also behind bars, but this one turned himself in. Cops say he fatally stabbed the manager of a fast food restaurant in Kingsbridge. Today, the victim's family will mourn their loss. Plus, it could become the largest jackpot in U.S. history. You may have had the losing numbers last night, but you will want to get another Powerball ticket this week. We have those stories and so much more coming up in just a few minutes. First, we want to turn over your hyperlocal weather forecast on the 2s with meteorologist Mike Pavetta. And Mike, I stuck my head out the door a moment ago. Doesn't feel all that bad.
It doesn't feel terrible, although it's not all that warm either.
Yes.
We're still around freezing. The wind, not an issue this morning. Kelsey, I'll tell you more about that coming up in less than 10.
All right, Mike, see you then. Now onto a story we've been covering closely since Monday when you first saw it here on 12. A pregnant woman in the Bronx goes missing only to be found days later dead inside her own basement. And today we are learning more about her father, who is being charged with the murder. News 12 The Bronx reporter John Diaz joins us from outside the Bronx Criminal Courthouse with the latest on all of this. John.
News of the Bronx.
All right, John, thank you so much. Now, we are also following this update on another story we've been following all week. A homeless man is now charged with intentionally killing a Kingsbridge McDonald's manager earlier this week as the victim's family prepares to hold a funeral for him. In this video, you'll only see on 12, Rafael Gonzalez is being walked out of the Bronx Detective Bureau after being charged with murder and manslaughter. We're told Gonzalez turned himself in yesterday. Investigators say Gonzalez stabbed 28-year-old Adam Garcia to death early Monday morning. Garcia's estranged wife, whom News 12 spoke to exclusively, tells us she's still in shock over his death.
I used to work there too, and then I know how it works, but it's so much people was around. I don't know why they couldn't help him. In the last couple of days, he's saying daddy, but I can't say nothing because he don't know.
Garcia leaves behind 2 children. This is 1-year-old Justin. Garcia's wife, Dion Vasquez, says the boy has been sifting through photos on her cell phone for the last few days and pointing to pictures of his father. And this is 5-year-old Ethan, a child from a previous relationship. Both children now learning to cope with the fact that they will not be able to see their father alive again. The family says Garcia's funeral will be held later today in Manhattan, and he will be buried here in the Bronx tomorrow. In 12 on crime, a Bronx man is charged with felony assault for allegedly slashing a woman in the face in Manhattan. Police say 41-year-old Kari Bazemore slashed the 24-year-old woman on the left side of her face in front of 163 West 23rd Street yesterday morning. The victim was taken to Bellevue Hospital, treated, and released. And police are looking for this man connected to a homicide in our borough and shooting in Manhattan. Police say Ruben Pizarro, also known as Shulo, got into an argument with 24-year-old David Rivera on Crotona Avenue back in November. The argument ended when Pizarro shot Rivera at several places. Rivera was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. The NYPD says Pizarro also shot a man after attempting to rob him in Manhattan on New Year's Eve. If you have any information that can help police on either of the cases, call Crime Stoppers, the number 1-800-577-TIPS. And the Nets, you heard it there, might have lost, but they did have one pretty amazing play. Check this out. Brooke Lopez drives across the lane and stumbles, but not before flipping the ball. And without looking, he makes what? You see it there, the basket. He also drew a foul. The Nets still, as you heard there, they lost. In other news, a silver alert is now issued for a missing elderly man from our borough. Police say 85-year-old Manuel Davila was last seen on Tuesday at his home on Bronx River Avenue. We're told Davila has dementia. Anyone with information on how to find him is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Again, that number 1-800-577-TIPS. An NYPD officer involved in the arrest of a Bronx teenager now facing internal charges stemming from how that arrest was handled. This was surveillance video from 2014 showing the arrest of then 14-year-old Javier Payne. It's a story you saw first on 12. Now Sergeant Eliza Pabon is accused of throwing the handcuffed Payne into a glass window of a hookah store on Arthur Avenue. After Wednesday's trial in Manhattan, the attorneys for Payne's family says he's calling on the NYPD to hand down justice to the officer accused. Drone registration in the U.S. is steadily increasing. The FAA says more than 180,000 were registered within the last 2 weeks alone. Consumer Reports estimate more than 400,000 drones were sold during the holiday season. Federal officials made registering them mandatory as of December 21st. Someone once predicted the future of transportation would be flying cars, but could it be a drone? A Chinese firm has developed a prototype of a drone that can carry people. The company says it would take a single passenger to a pre-programmed destination. They claim it could reach heights of 11,000 feet and go about 62 miles an hour. Bad news though, your trip would only last about 23 minutes before the battery runs out. And Mike is back now with a last look at weather.
So I guess it would take a little bit more time for your phone to
Yes.
recharge too, right? Because
Yes.
sometimes your phone runs out before you even finish your trip.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, we've got some mild weather on the way for this weekend. Plenty of sunshine up until tomorrow evening, because then the clouds return, leading to an overcast day Saturday and lots of rain by Sunday. You can track it on the app. They're great for
Mike.
radar.
You can check news, weather, and traffic right on our family of apps. Just head to Google Play or the App Store. Download them for free. This is News 12 The Bronx. Stay with us. We're back in a couple of minutes. The drones.
Yeah.